Why, Boyce? Why did you have to go through this? I know you want the clout. I know you want to grow. Snapping at a comedian is not advised. You do not want to do this. You do not want to do this. Boyce Watkins started this.
Let me get the soft shit out the way. Is it too soon for that video?
And I apologize for looking at. I'm gonna list that.
Hold on 1 second before you bring it up. Let me put people up to speed. A couple of weeks ago, I expressed how I have issues with my baby mama. Like, unfortunately, my young brother, DC Young Fly, lost his kid's mom. You know what I'm saying? And when I was, sending my blessings out to my brother, I said I wish it was my baby mom. And that caused a whole bunch of controversy on the internet. And it made this one dude who's supposed to be such a professional, Mr. Boyce Watkins, who's supposed to be such a professional, he said something on there like, met him, never liked him, something like that. Wow. Now, he's supposed to be a professor.
It was actually on Willie D's Instagram. You know, it's interesting, and it just goes to show you that people will watch if you're a public figure, Boyce. And there it is, Boyce Watkins. I met Corey in person, didn't like him. Is that necessary? It definitely wasn't. It seemed like a unneeded shot, and look when it was 2 weeks ago, right when Corey went in on Boyce the first time. So at this point, Boyce Watkins, you can't be upset at anything Corey goes in on you about. You basically asking for this attention. And like I said, it could be a calculated risk. It could be him trying to get clout for the situation, to get the numbers going on his channel, maybe get some things moving. Wouldn't I say pop shit, apologize, nigga just ask kiss. Nigga just ask kiss. He's talking about Jada Kiss. But it's also a double entendre that says ass kiss. Because that's what Corey's going to say that Boyce was doing when he met him in the flesh. Let's listen.
So last week I was hitting him back. Then he took a couple of shots at me. But I just want to say, Mr. Watkins, you need to understand the position you in. Hey, do we really have a video put up? Show me this video. Do y'all see this shit? You ain't even got to say shit first. Can the people see that? Do you see her head?
Not the engagement video. Oh, he already starting off with the engagement video. Take a breath. Leave that man alone.
Hesitation. First of all, this is a lady he known for a long time. I said lady. I do not know this lady. I have nothing against her. I just only understand her hesitation. It's obvious in the video. Look how she looking. Look how she looking. He known this lady 20 plus years, and she had a child elsewhere before she agreed to marry him. Because, can y'all stop the video for a second? Just stop it. I just want to say something. Something that I want the crew to. Do you see her hesitation? First of all, this is a lady he known for a long time. I said lady. I do not know this lady. I have nothing against her. I just only understand her hesitation. It's obvious in the video. Look how she looking.
Yeah, that body language is a giveaway, man. It looks like she's leaning her body away from him after he's dropped to a knee, which, oh my gosh, man. I remember when this came out. Woo.
Look how she looking. He known this lady 20 plus years, and she had a child elsewhere before she agreed to marry him. Because, can y'all stop the video for a second? Just stop it. I just want to say something. Something that I want the crew to especially Darlene. I want to see what she got to say about this. I want to let all you guys 5'8" and under know this. Women prefer to have children with bigger guys with height. So, Mr. Watkins, I want you to know, she didn't have a baby with you. You got her when she was finished and when you was finished. But you a meal ticket for her. That's why I believe that this woman decided to say, fuck it, I'll do it, because her body language is not that of a happy woman. So I'm just letting you know, Mr. Watkins, you can say whatever you want to say about me, but you look like the ass clown right there. That's what you look like in that video. Look at your face.
He called Corey an ass clown. See, I don't watch Boyce anymore. Boyce has done a good job of alienating his male audience. He seems to be obsessed with punching down on people who he thinks are beneath him. I think because now that he's married, he feels like an expert. He feels like an expert in the subject, and that he can now dictate what y'all need to do to be in a happy relationship like him. But Corey's really dissecting the fact that Boyce's relationship, by appearances and how the marriage kind of got together, it's not ideal. Let me just say that.
Look at her face. That is not the face of a woman who feel like, oh, he finally did it. That's the woman's face that's saying, damn, I ain't got no more options.
I hate to agree. It's very sad looking. Even that quick, and that's just one shot. I don't know, but her body language says a lot. She slumped over.
Look at her shoulders. They never lie.
She knows what's about to happen. Anybody at that point with him.
You ain't even got to show this video no more. Cut the video off after this. We see what's happening. This is a lane. Mr. Watkins, I'm not mad at you. I actually feel sorry for you. You say you're a professional, but you say on the internet, oh, I met him, I never liked him. But everybody who real know, that's not what you said when you saw me. So then you say, I'm a comedian. Then he tried to bring black women into it. We're supposed to come together and all like this. Dog, all less predictable. You can't run that on the streets no more. My show is mainly a street show, and other people who want to be down can come get involved. Yo shit that you running don't work on the streets. This is a street show, homie. I ain't saying this all villains, as some of you would try and make it seem like if you claim the streets, you a villain. No, we the people who out here in the elements making something out of nothing. That's my audience. That's my audience. That's right.
That's important to know your demographics, man, and be sure about it. And Corey got it on lock. Very respected by the working class. You know, those people that Ebony K. Williams was shitting on so publicly? Yeah. A lot of them are over here. And a lot of them got a lot to say about people like a Boyce Watkins or Ebony K. Williams, these figures that were put out here for us.
Truck drivers, people who really out here making life work without the tools they should be given.
Shout out to the truck drivers and all the people that make this world go.
But I'm here to tell you, make it seem like something wrong with me all you want, but I'm here to tell you, you made a fool out of yourself proposing to somebody who didn't really want you. Now, I'm not saying she didn't wind up choosing you. I mean, we later in life. Her choices ain't that much out there. All she can do is fuck with me. I'm gonna take her to the mall and buy a couple of outfits. Now that,
Go back to that.
What?
No, that picture. I'm sorry. I just looked up.
Now that true religion ain't that expensive, I can have her out there fly.
Oh my God! Look, she looks so unsure.
She looking at him like,
I'm not kidding.
Look
at
at
any
you.
point,
Do you see this?
any woman, if you're excited for the one that you
He's
love,
leaning back.
really popping the question, you would be ecstatic,
I ain't never seen no
over
woman.
the moon. She's
I
like,
done seen bitches tell the nigga no and was more excited.
she's
than
like, oh Lord.
Wait a minute. I done seen people get turned down, got better response.
She looking at him like,
I'm not kidding.
Look
at
at
any
you.
point,
Do you see this?
any woman, if you're excited for the one that you love, is finally popping the question, you would be ecstatic,
I ain't never seen no
over
woman.
the moon. She's
I
like,
done seen bitches tell the nigga no and was more excited.
she's
than
like, oh Lord.
She's like, come on, let's get out of here.
Homie, this ain't the one you want to go after. You could try to rally the black people against me. That's what they always do. Oh, he doesn't like black women and all this shit. If I said I wish my baby mama was dead, I stand on it and got some evidence that'll make motherfuckers be like, oh, I see why he think like that. The bitch try to hit me with a car.
And that's what people leave out of the joke that he told about his baby mom. Because it's a joke. He's not making any moves on it. If your baby mama tried to hit you with a car, you might feel some kind of way about her. The contempt. And what do comedians use? They use their life experience to tell a message, to get a message out. So yeah, absolutely. It sounds crazy, but he isn't doing it. But if somebody really did that to you in real life, basically attempted to take your life, it's, you know, all bets are off. Especially on just talking, you know.
Messed up what her shirt says.
So it sound like she wish.
What do her shirt say?
Just keep moving.
That's God right there. It ain't no coincidence her shirt say just keep moving. That let me know you ain't sharp as I thought you was, bro, because you don't see the elements. What? You gonna propose to a woman who got on a shirt that say just keep moving?
Oh my God.
Oh, man. If you don't get your guy.
And she was sweaty from running too. Like I get it. Boyce was trying to be romantic. This is, I guess, their school. They were at their school. And I think the story goes, when they were in college, Boyce wanted to get with her, but she didn't want to get with him. And so, but that was the first time they met. And maybe they dated or something back then. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say they dated. But when he brought her back to the school location and they did some kind of like jogging or like marathon training, and then he popped the question on her. So she's also like, I'm on camera and sweaty and funky. And now I gotta be my proposal moment that's gonna be on the internet forever, that's gonna be reviewed on Corey Holcomb's show one day. It's gonna be me probably, you know how women are about how they look in the gym sometimes. They're not feeling their most beautiful, you know, when they're working out. So Boyce kind of lined her up for the response that he got.
Get your ass out of here, dog, and quit talking to a motherfucking God like that, man. You can't make me what you want me to be because you say it. You help people with financial situations, but I'm here to tell you something.
Allegedly.
Who are you really helping? Who are you really helping? I'm wondering because money ain't finna be shit if you really know what's happening. So what are you managing now? Money ain't finna be shit. Cash money, Darlene, the great Ice-T said, cash money ain't never gonna play out. He said that in one of his lyrics.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, money finna play out. What you gonna teach now? Tell people how to manage the digital income that they're allowed to have? Get your goof ass out of here, homie. You played out. I ain't gonna never play out. I'm eternal.
You can't brag on a woman that chose you last. That's the most
Why
ridiculous.
Marcus knock him upside the head? He don't even know you. He ain't talking crazy to you. He's giving you some game. Say it again, Marcus, please.
You can't brag on a woman that chose you last, dog. She literally skipped over you and spent the block back. after the other niggas was like, nah. She spent the block back like, all right, fuck it. I'll give you a chance.
Somebody say Boykins the cleanup man.
Uh-oh.
You get the after they through with it pussy, homie. And I ain't saying that just to be mean. Boyce Watkins, I'm not mad at you. I talked to my homie about you, and it really put him in a bind because my nigga Willie D liked Boyce Watkins.
Yeah.
That's his man. Willie D was like, damn, it's fucked up y'all in this situation. But I want to say this to everybody who don't acknowledge that that man started this shit with me, then I don't know what to tell you. The man
true.
said to me, met him, never liked him.
And you didn't even know
Where's
that.
the
You met
maturity
him.
in that?
Yeah, that's true.
You could have called me and told me you ain't like me.
You could have kept it to yourself.
How about that?
See, I think he was
But
trying to get some.
he was on Willie D page, out there acting like he run with the streets, because Willie D got the streets and the other people. And he just wanted to put his little chime in, because he probably ain't getting no attention at home, the honeymoon over. Oh, girl got that pussy in that dick that want it. Fuck it, I said it. That's how I talk.
I mean, that's some bandwagon shit. Like,
There
you see
you go.
everybody,
That's what I was
you
saying.
see
See?
everybody talking shit about a motherfucker, and then you.
I want to roll with the punches. Yeah, I want to get some.
I'm gonna jump in and talk shit too.
That's what that sounds
Because
like.
I've had an interaction with him, but I wasn't acting like that during that interaction. That's weak.
Marcus,
It's piling on. That's what it is.
I am so glad you said what you said, because we done with that goof ass.
Yeah, what y'all think about that? He gave Boyce some love taps, you know what I mean? Like, I really think he could have really went in on that engagement video, man. Boyce need to chill, man. I get it. You want the clout, you want the numbers, you want a potential. Because, I mean, you gotta admit, like, that's been Boyce's strategy the whole time is conflict in some ways. He had conflict with Tariq Nasheed. He had conflict with Yvette Carnell. He had conflict with other people, all these employees that left him. But yeah, you know, a lot of that stemmed from character flaws that Boyce seems to possess. You know, I'll give him his credit. He's a very educated finance PhD, but at his core, I don't think he really wants to be of the people. I think he's looking at this, because you remember he was like a news pundit at one time. I think he wanted the mainstream acceptance. He wanted to be the Cornel West or the Michael Eric Dyson type, but they were not ready to give that to him. They actually were boycotting him, I think, before he ended up on YouTube. Kind of similar to Roland Martin. That type of dismissal breeds contempt in some ways. And I think when he talks down to people, because he talked down about Kevin Samuels, he's talked down about black men not wanting to be stepfathers, which, every person has their own free will. You can't force anybody, and Dr. Umar tried to do this too. But Boyce has a vulnerability because he was in a particular situation where he was raised by his stepfather. Nothing wrong with that, of course. He has great respect for the man, and he wants that to be put out there. But if people don't want to do that, you can't really hold that against them. You can't say that they're less of a man because they don't want to do that. Understand? So, but Boyce is an interesting character. I've met Dr. Boyce, and I've met Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb was 100% who he is on this show, and maybe even a little more humble. I met him years ago. And that's the interesting thing. When I met Boyce, he was a lot colder. And it seemed like Boyce actually had something else to do, something more important to get to. And you notice that when you interact with people that you maybe know from the internet or from television, movie stars, like certain people are just genuine, and certain people you feel have ulterior motives. He says that about Corey when the same could be said about him. So, it's nothing against him. I know, Boyce, you don't want this with Corey Holcomb. But Boyce, I get it. It's a business play at this point that you want to pander to women, but I'm going to tell you, you're alienating far more men in the process, and you're not gaining any women from that move. You're bringing people into a diluted space. It just seems like it's all about the money at a certain point, which is fine, but say that. Don't say you're for community building and then really your motives are monetary. Leave that man alone. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, why don't you check out the next video in the suggestions right here, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is Faucette Media.